That's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift so people can be productive.
Some Nigerians are coming back at Peter Obi for saying that he's going to switch night vigils to night shifts, because he was making a point that Nigeria is becoming unproductive, and then for us to get productive is to turn some of the church activities into factories or businesses where they can be productive and earn a living, thereby moving the country's economy forward. Guys, in this video, I'm going to play to you every important details from the Honest Bunch podcast where Peter Obi spilled it all. I'm going to play to you the videos so you hear what Peter Obi has to say. And again, I'm also going to play to you the reactions of people about what he said. Most people started making a point that if you are going to get back at Peter Obi for what he said, which is the truth, that you should get back to some men of God like Apostle Joshua Selman. I'm going to play to you some videos from other great men of God that said exactly what Peter Obi said, that Nigerians are getting back at him. Make sure you watch this video from beginning to the end. Drop your comments and don't forget to give us a subscribe. Subscription is free. Guys, stay tuned and enjoy this video. Watch this video of great men of God that also said the same thing Peter Obi said in the Honest Bunch podcast. Watch.
Our brains disconnect money from value. We don't want to produce anything. We don't want to sell anything. And gratefully, because we're Christians, we know how to pray. And God says, ask and you shall receive. Then we ask for $100,000. We don't want to sell anything. And then they tell you just sow a seed. It's just not practical. I'm not invalidating the giving principle. It's powerful. It's eternal. But to promise someone who has no skill, who has no products, no services, that will become a millionaire just because I laid my hand on his head, people are going to get frustrated and angry somewhere along that.
In conclusion, please, I want to beg you, in this church, like he said, engage in business. Stop wasting economic hours in church. You know what we call economic hour? Somebody going to mountain. This is June now. Some people, they enter into mountain on 31st of May. They come back 8th of June. Which God are you begging? Is it so wicked? If she has shop, she locked that shop for 8 days. And she's expecting transformation. And she considered that one faithfulness. Every member of this church, if you're a businessman, immediately after this service, go and open your shop. If you're in abroad, after the service, you go to your work and clock in. People work on Sunday. God never sent them to hell because of working on Sunday. What of doctors and nurses? Somebody now, he pray overnight. Then he get to a place of work, start dosing. You have a place of work. You now go vigil. You are now dosing. They're supposed to sack you. You're not faithful. Why should you be dosing in an official hour? We used to be foolish in those days. Now say we are going for a whole week conference. We obtain leave or we obtain permission in the place of work. Go and do that one in USA. Before you come, they have replaced you. Stop using economic hours. God is not wicked. God is love. No, there are poverty in our land. But if you can still walk, you will eat. Somebody who's supposed to rest and the body recuperates in preparation for Monday walk will now be leaving Fiji by 3 a.m. Then when he's supposed to transfer 3,000, he transferred 300,000 because he was dosing. He now say devil. It's not devil. You don't rest. It's not devil. It's you. You are too careless. We learn it here. They gain by being faithful. Take time to know about your business. Stop wasting economic hour to pray. God is not wicked. He has blessed us. Look at a very bright weather. Look at the green vegetation. Look at the air that we are breathing in. Abundance of green plants, resources, they are everywhere. Take your time.
There are people who pray and fast and study scripture, rightly so, but they never study the materials that lead to their excelling in their field of endeavor. The Bible gives you a holistic viewpoint of life, but as far as becoming excellent and gaining mastery is concerned, you have to be able to lay hold the area where God has called you into. If you're a career person, you must be excellent. You're a medical person, be excellent. Listen, there are two people who the Bible commended their prayer lives in the Bible. I don't want to take the time to teach on that, but just to teach you a very powerful lesson. One of them is Elijah. Elijah was even referred to in the book of James as a template to help us pray. But another person was Daniel. The difference between the two is Daniel did not just pray alone. Daniel was commended not just for his prayer life. Daniel was commended for the spirit of excellence and intelligence. And notice that of two of them, when we remember the one who had a systemic impact, we remember Daniel. They both prayed, But in addition, Daniel was intelligent. He was flawless. At least we know Elijah was an angry man. Because there are certain things about administration and leadership. If he learned, he would have added to his prayer life and made him a better presentation of God's ambassador. And this was what Daniel understood by books. You never see Elijah in addition to this. He called down fire. Yes, I agree. He judged the prophets of Baal, but he ran away. He ran away. You remember when he ran away? You never see Daniel running away, because he was preserved by wisdom. Even in a strange and a foreign land, there were other things he had that stabilized him. His prayer was exceptional. He dealt with the spirits of the Medes and the Persians, but my goodness, they sought for an occasion to mock God and they did not find any. He was flawless. Unbelievers testified that he had the spirit of the gods there. Can they say that about you in office? Or the only thing they will say is that you pray and you fast. You are the poorest in terms of your job. You are saying, apostle, you have to pray for me. I want to become the CEO. I love you, but I love the company too. Should it go down just because? Do you get what I'm teaching you now? Listen, I thank God, I study and I pray. But let me tell you sincerely, and I will not lie to you, there is a dimension of understanding that only books will give you. You have to buy the truth and sit down. Most people want a global ministry, they want a global life, and all they have been taught that is responsible for global influence is impartation. You see that? Impartation is a system in the kingdom, but the value of impartation is that it comes upon a mind that has been transformed through knowledge, transformed through discipline. What is the call today? God is calling us to a life of excellence, calling us to a life of victory. God is calling us to rewrite the mistakes of those who have gone before us, and that if we keep following that template alone without finding what else went wrong, to have produced the lopsidedness that we see in those who have gone before us, we will reproduce the same results, including the same limitations.
After watching those videos, what do you think about what Peter Obi said? Do you think that he's saying the truth or he is lying? Tell us in the comment box. Let's get your own opinion. Guess what? It's not only great men of God that have even spoken this truth that is coming from Peter Obi. I'm going to play to you a very important clip from a mechanic, a Nigerian mechanic, when he was complaining that a lot of people are in church on a Thursday morning praying and praying and praying for a very long time instead of going out to work, so that at least God will bless the works of their hands. Watch this video.
My people, just listen. Today is Thursday in War Market. Igbos are not a beggar until Christianity came. You can hear their voice. I'm in my workshop where I'm working my trucks. These are the back of my workshop. Now you see them singing since morning. See them singing, Cornelu data, Obara Jesus, Neya Cornelu data. This is Thursday, War Market days. There is no day in Igbo land that our ancestors kept dormant for prayer. That is why every day in Igbo land represents hustlement, market days. Before the white man came within days of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Everybody today in Europe, they are working. Our people are in prayer house, praying since morning till now. So Christianity came to destroy our land, to destroy the future of Igbo land. I don't know why some Igbo youth are still sleeping. This is 21st century. You gather people in the afternoon where Holland are working, Germans are working, UK are working, Rome are working, Japanese are working, Indians are working, Chinese are working, Indonesians are working, Malaysians are working. You gather pregnant mothers, you gather youth, you gather adults, our kids. You know, singing since morning. I came out to my house, to my dump till now. They just opened this prayer house here new, because I haven't been hearing their voice for long. I'll be staying here. In working hour, government should look into this. I must tell you, the act of Christianity, they are the one training kidnappers in our society. They are the one training criminals. Because the youth, they have engaged in standstill in this moment now. After brainwashing them, the youth grow. If they could not be able to achieve what they think that Jesus will give to them, you will see them, they will pick gun. Government should look into this. Church should stop operating ordinary day.
After watching that video of that mechanic man, what do you have to say? Is he making sense or is senseless? Tell us in the comment box, because it's actually making the same point Peter Obi was making in the Honest Bunch podcast. So guys, let me play to you Peter Obi's video on what he said on many Nigerian male youths turning into cross-dressers, people like Bobrisky, Dismantle, and so on. Now let's hear what he said about them.
When somebody told me about Bobrisky or Bob, I said, listen, these are entertainers that should not be brought into the politics. It's entertainment, you know. If today our government decides to say fuel is now 800, but if you're a female, it's 400, I can tell you. The number of men that wear female dress will surprise you.
Full tank, please.
Full tank, baby. Everybody will go there. That's it. So let's deal with our problem.
You all have heard it. What do you think? Looking at the current situation of the country is harsh on men. That is why most people are now switching to being female. If there is a place where female are getting things cheaper, I tell you, a lot of men will switch to becoming females. Let me show you a very important clip from the Honest Bunch podcast concerning what brought the agitation online between Peter Obi and some Christians. Guys, pay attention to this video.
God can bless hard work. God can bless productivity. God can bless an industry. God cannot bless somebody who is sleeping. Anybody who tells you that you got a lot from praying should be arrested. You are stolen somebody's money. Simple. I'm not a happy person in Nigeria because we can't continue like this. Nedu, we can't continue to breed poverty. That's not that's not leadership. Everybody before me spoiled everything. We didn't hire you to remind us of our past. No, it wasn't as if we appointed you. You said, I will do this. Borrowing money. Where did you carry the money you borrow? He's telling you story. That's he says he's going on holidays. We live largely in a very unproductive society. That's why the only thing that is attractive is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift so people can be productive. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No. If I go from here now to my house, the only signboard you see is signboard of churches. You go to the east, it's burials. That's not the country. If you go to any other country, you see products.
After listening to the points Peter Obi was hammering on, trying to push our country from consumption to production, tell me what you think about all he said in the comment box. Do you think he is lying or do you think he is telling the truth? Like I said, don't forget to share this video, give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe. Subscription is free. Stay safe out there. Peace.